Welcome everybody to the greatest where I get to show up the greatest people and have way too much fun doing it. Today, my special guest is Shayna Fernando. Welcome, Shayna. Yay! Thank you for being here. Thank you for getting up so early to be here.
And brushing my hair.
And looking fabulous. So our topic today, never give in, never give up, never quit. And I've known you for a while, and I know some of your story. I don't even know if I know all of your story, but you've had a lot of times where you definitely could have quit. Yeah, a lot of that showed up. Yeah. So so your journey is so unique, and the way that you chose and that you've been creating your life is so different and beautiful. So would you share some of whatever's like for you to share of your journey, of some of the obstacles or the things where you hit that place of like, I might want to give up, and then how did you choose beyond that?
Okay, so about 7 years ago, feels like forever. I was a high school teacher, and for me that was it. Like I foresaw myself doing that forever. I had a career, I'd done what you were supposed to do, everything was great. And then my little sister committed suicide, and everything that I thought was it fell apart. So all of a sudden I wasn't teaching anymore, which for me was a huge part of who I was. Like, I was Shayna the teacher, and I didn't have that, and I felt like I had nothing left. So I ended up in hospital. I wasn't working anymore. I was at home just being, and I felt like I was being nothing. Like there was nothing about me other than just me. So I felt like I was at the bottom. But I think that was really, really important place, because when you're at the bottom, you've got no expectations. You just want something to show up, not anything in particular, just something. And for me, it started to come in little drips, and I followed the energy. I followed what was fun for me, because at that point I just wanted to smile, and that wasn't something that was coming really easily. So I started creating graphics. So I used to be an art teacher, so it was a pretty natural progression. Art has always been a really big part of my life, and I had some really, really great people in my life who kind of just encouraged me, asked me questions, said, oh, how much does one of those cost? And I was like, I didn't even know I could charge for this. So it was a business I didn't know could exist that just kind of grew on its own accidentally. And from there, everything has changed. I now have a business that allows me to be at home with my 2 little kids who I didn't have then. It allows my husband to be at home with us. So our life looks pretty different, I think, than the life that you are told you should have. Everyone is like, me and my husband, your roles are reversed. And I was like, yeah, it's different. It works for us. We're happy. It's really, really different to anything I thought I was aiming for. But I smile all the time now. I'm happy. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Conscious, often says, what if the purpose of life was to have fun? When you said, I'm smiling now, you know?
Yeah.
It's like beautiful.
Yeah.
So with the Shayna, where did you go from that, like, I can't even smile, to the joyful person that I've met you as, this joyful and this joy bomb? You exude joy to everyone that you touch and everyone you connect to. So what were some of the choices you made to get there?
Well, I had my buzz run. That was a good start. But also, I really started incorporating me in the choices that I was making. Like up until then, I'd done everything that I was supposed to do. I'd finished high school, I'd gone to university, I'd studied something that would give me a career because I had to have a career. And I didn't hate what I was doing. Like there were elements that I loved and really definitely made me happy, but the choices weren't made for me. And
Mm.
I think even just this year, like this year has changed so much, and I've been choosing things and realizing even up until now, there's always been an element in my choices that was for somebody else. Because like I wanted people to like me or whatever it was. But now I'm really, really choosing for me. And it's such a different space. I'm finding things, I'm obviously following the things that I like, but I'm also discovering the things that make me happy. Like I haven't found these things before now. And I feel like I'm discovering who I am, which is happy and is joyous and all of those things. Like I'm the other things too, but I feel like I'm discovering who I am, and that's a pretty happy place to be.
Yeah. So how are you discovering who you are?
Well, a year ago, I was pretty rocky again. So I was close to bottom, so close to the bottom that I knew, and that had come about because I had people who I was relying on who become such a big part of what I thought good life was, and they fell away, and all of a sudden it was just me again. So for me, that was a really scary place. Like every time it would just come back to just me being, that didn't seem like enough. So for me, I chose something else. Like I really wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be happy. I just had my daughter a year before, and it didn't go according to plan. I wound up in a helicopter on the way to the hospital, and the doctors all said that I should be dead. And I'm like, I'm not, like I'm right here. but, but we proved them wrong. We chose something different. Me and Luna were both perfectly fine and happy. And for me, in that moment, I feel like I really chose to be here. I really wanted to be here. I wanted to have fun here. I wanted to live. I wanted to choose something different than my sister chose, and I wanted to choose it completely. So a year ago, when I was rocky, I decided that I wanted to really be healthy and happy. And for me, my body was not a comfortable place. So I've always been bigger. I did lose a lot of weight before I had my son. But then when my sister passed away and life fell apart, everything came back, all the things that made me feel not so great. So I decided a year ago I was going to change it, which was a really vulnerable choice to make because I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to choose it and then have it not work out the way I'd envisaged. But I decided to dive in anyway. And I did some things that had terrified me that I thought I would never, ever be brave enough to do. I joined a gym. I learned to cook differently, eat differently. And I discovered that I'm kind of addicted to moving. Which I thought I hated it. Like I was the girl who hated exercise, and why would you do that? And now I go to the gym like 4 hours a day, and everything in my world has shifted around that choice because it makes me so happy, and it's something that I didn't think would ever be in my things of that's fun.
I love that, because that choice to commit to 4 hours, 3 hours, whatever, a day to something that you just love, that makes living more joyful for you, and you're not, but I'm doing it for this person, or I'm doing it for that person, I'm doing it for my family, it that is a courageous choice, and a really vulnerable, beautiful choice. Because I remember talking, I would think I was on a Facebook Live with Amy Shine, and she was talking about do something for your body like 8 times a day. And I was like, 8 times? I was like, wow, that's a lot of times. Like, I
So
was
many.
up to like 2 to 3. And I was like, that's a challenge. 8. So now I'm hearing you, and I'm like, oh, I feel more inspired. Like 4 hours a day for my body,
I know.
for my being. I
It's
love
really
that.
funny because it's a big choice. It's bigger than any choice I'd made for myself ever, and everything has had to shift around it. Like, my business is obviously busy, and I'm grateful for that, but I was working all day from early and then at night time, and choosing to do this for me, things had to change. And that was a scary thing to consider, because my business is our family's income, like all of it now. So I was like, am I really going to choose this, which really is not going to bring anything in? Like, it's not going to put food on the table, but it's changed. My business has just, like, so kindly just shuffled around it, and everything has changed. My clients have changed, and all of a sudden they just fit in that groove. My prices have changed, which up until this point I was really uncomfortable to do, but when it benefited or contributed to the fact that I could choose this thing, it just happened so naturally. So yeah.
Wow. That's I just want to highlight that for a minute. That's so beautiful. And so how much that commitment, because so you started off with saying, I think you said this year you really actually committed to being here. Then you started to take these choices that were in congruence with that commitment. Like, I'm going to have 3-4 hour days, like a day, to my body, to my being. And then business, hey, you got to get on this train, because we've just committed to being here, and being here joyfully, which means this has to rearrange. And you didn't go bankrupt. Your business didn't fall apart. You actually, which
It's
is the
really
opposite of
funny.
what we
My
think.
husband, my husband said to me, like, a couple of weeks ago, he's like, we're all right for money. And I was like, yeah. He's like, you're only really working 2 days a week. And it's so different. And yeah, like, the fact that he gets to be at home with the kids, like, he goes to the park every day, it's so, we never ever would have considered it. And it's all shaped around this choice that I would never have been brave enough to choose before, and everything's just naturally happened.
So what do you think gave you that courage, that bravery to choose it?
I think I really had to choose to want to make a go of life. Like, I was just coasting around, and I had elements of what I have now. I had little snapshots of the happy, of the different, of the choosing something that was different to anybody else that was choosing. But I really, really had to dive into it. And I had to be willing for it to possibly not work out the way that I wanted it to, and for it to look different. And for me, the biggest thing for me is I had to be willing to be okay with just being me, which every time up until now, when I got pulled back to that, that was the worst thing. I wasn't okay with me. So for me, I had to really commit to to liking this and me and what I can be that nobody else can be.
Wow. Just want to give people a moment to receive that. It's so beautiful. So there's also some magic in here, Shayna, that I want to point out. Maybe you could speak to a little bit. But there's this place where within this commitment, you've designed you as a graphic designer. You're a gorgeous designer. I see your photos, everything you do. I love it. I know I've worked with you. You've designed a life that is congruent with your being, that you really love.
Yep.
Can you share? So some people, they're more like in the rock bottom place. They're in the, I don't like myself. I don't know if what would you say to them? What could you share with them about what you've learned?
I think my biggest thing would be to lean into the uncomfortable. I think everything that I have right now was on the other side of a choice that I was too afraid to make. Like, they're not choices I'd never considered before. I'd considered them a lot, but they were always too big for me, too much for me. I wasn't enough to really choose those. Whereas this time, I was willing to choose them even if I wasn't enough. I was willing to choose them even if it wasn't going to work out and lead to anything like the way it has. I had to be willing anyway. I had to be willing to be afraid, which I was every step of the way. And I still have days where I freak out and I wonder if this is the right thing, if I should choose something more mainstream, or I still have days, and I still just keep choosing the things that are scary because every amazing thing that I have now was on the other side of a choice that was that too big, too scary, too uncomfortable. And it's really, it's a nice place on the other side.
Come to the other side, everyone. Shayna says it's nice. She's sucking on for us. Well, and so powerful to say that you didn't choose things because you didn't feel like you were enough to choose it. And then to get to the place of being like, because I think we think once I feel like I'm enough, then I'm going to choose. But you got a place of like, I still don't feel like I'm enough, but I'm going to choose it.
Yeah.
And then all this magic shows up.
Yeah. Wow. So much. It's so funny. Like, the strangest things happen. People write to me and they're like, we're going to send you some free clothes. Just take photos like you do now. And I was like, oh, free clothes. And then I keep winning these things that are like, they're little, but they make me so happy. Like, and my husband's like, you won, didn't you? And I was like, yeah. He's like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's not something we ever would have considered. It just keeps trickling in. Now we're like, oh, okay.
Oh, wow. So I think I want to just bring back the topic just for a minute. Never give up, never quit, never give in. And in that, listening to your story and your personal journey, I don't get any fight from you. And I think a lot of us feel like it is a fight to not give up. It's a fight not to give in. But would you say, was there a moment of, I want to say, surrender, for lack of a better word?
It was totally surrender. I think when after my sister passed away and I was put into hospital for my own mental health, like that was never a place I pictured myself being. Like I was a happy teacher, and I didn't know how I would get out of that place. I didn't know if I would get out of that place. And I had to just lay myself out there and hope that something would show up. And then back then I wasn't at a place where I could choose the uncomfortable things. I really just had to surrender and hope that the universe would give me something. And it did, thankfully. but I did, like there was nothing left. I kind of just like laid myself out and hoped for something to show itself. And it was never big. It was nothing humongous, but I had people who could help me acknowledge the little things, and I just kept following them, and they've got bigger, they've got more obvious. I can see them now, and I'm better at choosing them. Yeah, but I had to be willing to have nothing left, because I did. Nothing left.
You got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then choose to be here anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really wanted to be. And I think I could have kept choosing the way I was and I'd still be here, but I wouldn't be happy like I am now. Like you see people, and there's lots of people, like I've been there, like their life's okay, they're doing the things, they've got enough to survive, and they have good days, but they're not on fire. I want to be on fire. I want to do something incredible. Like I was talking to a lady at the gym, and she asked me what my target was, and I said I don't have words for it. I know what it feels like. I just want to be something amazing. And I feel like every week I get a little bit closer. I still have no idea what that is, but I'm becoming more of me. And I think maybe really, really being me is what I'm wanting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something else. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. And what's so beautiful is that it touches everything. It touches your body, your life, your business, your relationship.
Yeah.
Because you be you in all of that.
Yeah. And I don't, like, while I'm so happy now, I feel like I'm not as reliant on this vision. Like I used to have, I need to get here, like I need to get to this place, this is where I'm supposed to be. Now it's kind of all open-ended. I don't have any vision, or I'm following a feeling. That's what it feels like for me. Like I'm following a feeling. And for me, I actually, like last week, like my business is great. I love what I do. And last week I was like, I don't know if I'll do this forever. And that was a really odd thing to pop into my head, because I'm so grateful for my business. Like it's given us so much, and I might choose something else one day. And it was kind of an exciting thing, because I don't know what it will look like. I might not choose something else, but I might. And I was okay with that. I was okay with the uncertainty of that. And even though before that's something that would feel so uncomfortable, I'm really realizing that if I'm willing to lean into that, like there is magic after that. Like it's worth it.
Oh,
On the other side.
Oh, you're amazing. And I just want to point people to you for a minute. We have your link if anyone wants to know more from you, even to follow your journeys. I love what you're creating in social media. As a designer, graphic designer, there's so much. If you have like, I'm told to her, I want her to create something with me, please reach out. There's just so much you have to offer, Shayna, and I'm so grateful that you're here and you shared your story with us.
Thank you.
So before, I just want to say, there's a few comments in here. Shayna, you're my new hero. I just know that. No? So there we go. You're my new hero. Oh my God, all of this. I love how you're so willing to lean into discomfort even when it frightens you. Yeah, so just some big like group hug with this yummy energy. Some really great people. So is there anything that you, on this topic, is there anything else you want to say that I haven't asked you, or anything you're pulled to share with people before we go into the game?
I don't think so. I feel pretty good.
No?
I just have fun. I'm having so much fun now, and that's a new thing. So just have fun, even on the wobbly days, and I got plenty of those.
And you can go look her up on Instagram or Facebook if you're having a wobbly day, and she might
come over,
permeate some joy and some fun into your life. Even the photographs you take like light up my world. Like every time I engage with you, whether it's just on your social media or in person, you make my world a happier place. So thank you for being here. Like, thank you for choosing to be here.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna end the show with a game, as we do on The Greatest Show. And this game is called Would You Rather. So you may have played this with your kids or not. I don't know. My kids love this game. So this is how the game works. So we're each going to be giving a list of questions, and we're going to take turns answering them. I'm going to have a timer on my phone to make it like fun, because you put a little time into it. We'll have to do it fast. And so whoever answers the most questions wins. And there's no prize. No one actually really wins, but it's just fun. So Shayna, because you're the guest, you get to choose. Either I'll ask you first or you ask me first. What would you rather?
I'll ask you first.
Okay. Cool. So I haven't seen these questions. I don't know what they are. All right. And timer is going. Go.
Would you rather be super strong or super fast?
Strong. Super strong.
Do I keep asking you?
Yep, keep going.
Would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
Wonder Woman.
Would you rather be a tree or live in a tree for the rest of your life?
Live in a tree for the rest of my life.
Would you rather control fire or water?
Fire.
Would you rather spend the night in a luxury hotel room or camping surrounded by beautiful scenery?
These questions are really hard. It's Earth Day. I'm gonna go with beautiful scenery. But my body kind of wants a luxury hotel. I'm not gonna lie.
Would you rather have one real get out of jail free card or a key that opens any door?
That one.
Yeah. Yes. Would you rather have a Lamborghini in your garage or a bookcase with 9,000 books and infinite knowledge?
Oh, that's hard.
Oh, you really like Lamborghinis.
I do. I kind of do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going with the books. I'm going to go with the books.
Okay. Would you rather forget who you are or forget everyone you know? Oh my goodness, that's a big one.
Oh, timer went, but I'll still answer it. I think I would want to forget.
That's a really hard one.
That's really hard. I'd want to forget me. I'd forget me.
I was going to say, I feel like I could forget me and you'd always come back there, even if you did forget.
Yeah. You just create a greater you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready for your question?
Ready as I'll ever be.
I can't wait to know you more. Okay, timer's going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Shayna, would you rather wake up in the middle of an unknown desert or wake up in a rowboat on an unknown body of water?
Rowboat.
Oh, nice. Would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions? Kind of like a mood ring. You remember mood ring? Yeah. Or tattoos appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday.
Definitely the mood skin. Could be like
your
a
tattoos
rainbow.
Would be like yeah, and your skin would be like a beautiful rainbow. Yeah, I love that. So would you rather be a clown who distracts the bull or the cowboy who rides the bull? Cowgirl who rides the bull?
Cowgirl.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
Would you rather be completely invisible for one day or be able to fly for one day?
Fly.
Yes, me too, especially right now. Would you rather live in an amusement park or a zoo?
A zoo.
Fine, all the yummy animals. Not yummy like I'm going to eat them, but like I just want to cuddle them. If you were reborn in a new life, I still have to ask this question. The timer went, but if you were reborn in a new life, would you rather be alive in the past or the future?
Future.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much again for being on here. There were so many inspiring moments, and just the energy that you are, Shayna, is such a gift. Thank you. I'm so grateful to know you.
Thank you. I had so much fun.
Yay. And thank you everyone for tuning in and engaging with us. And yeah, please check out Shayna, learn more about her. And we'll see you next week on The Greatest Show. Thanks, everyone. Bye.